So 3 years ago, I made a video called Quit My Job to Travel the World, but since then, I haven't really talked about it much. So today, we're gonna talk about exactly that. There's a lot of things that I like about that video I made. More than anything, it was my way to manifest this idea and this lifestyle that I wanted to have, and it definitely did that for me. Since I posted that video 3 years ago, I've only posted myself traveling and having this lifestyle, and I feel like it comes off a little weird, like show-offy, but really, I'm just trying to document my experience. So today I want to get into some of those details about how I was able to make it happen, what it was like, and kind of just expose what I did to get to this point. And since we're all stuck inside anyways, I figured what better time to talk about it than now. Let's start back in 2017 when I first quit my full-time job to try to pursue this full-time. The first trip that I went on was the day after I quit, and I went on a 5-week tour through Europe. Now, I don't want to focus on this trip too much because it's really not that important, but the most significant part about that trip was that I learned about money management. I honestly just spent way too much money way too quickly, which at the end of the 5 weeks left me with $0. That's significant because when I came home from that trip, I didn't have a job and I had no money. So now I was in this place where I kind of had post-trip depression, but also I literally didn't know what I was going to do next. So what I did was I started to build my freelance portfolio. Through the rest of 2017, I saved up enough money to leave again in January 2018. And what started off as a 5-week trip soon turned into 2 months, which then turned into 4 months. The only reason I was able to do that was because I learned about my money management in my first trip. Okay, so like I said, I saved up and I left for a total of 4 months, which was so unexpected, and I had a little over $4,000. Now, this was my second fully self-funded trip, but this one was so much more important to me. I knew that I wanted to travel full-time, or at least as much as I could, and I knew I had to build a portfolio of content to prove that I was worthy or that I could do that. So during that time, I created what was, at the time, my best work yet. And that singular trip alone, that time investment, money investment, effort investment, has let me travel for nearly $0 in the last 2 years. So I created a portfolio which I then used to pitch myself. In my instance, I wanted to work in the YouTube space, maybe with YouTubers or with people I enjoyed watching, so that's where I started. In about mid-2018, I first got in touch with Dan Mace, who is a film director and YouTuber from South Africa, but at the time was based in New York City. Shortly after that, I was connected with Brett Conti, who is a New York-based but also travel YouTuber. Ultimately, what I was able to figure out was how to merge my freelance work with travel to create my dream job. With both Dan and Brett, I traveled around the world with them as their videographer and most oftentimes an assistant editor as well. In some cases, there was financial compensation, but for the most part, it was just my work in exchange for travel expenses. So just to be very clear and transparent here, the majority of the money that I make is from my freelance work when I'm at home, not while I'm away traveling. So really, there's a broad range of things that I do while I'm here at home to make money that people just scrolling through Instagram or watching a YouTube video don't see. So don't get discouraged at all if you need to be home for a few months to make money. Just know that you will be able to go and travel again and use that as your inspiration and driver to get you there. I understand that not everyone can do that. Not everyone can find a traveling job. Not everyone wants a traveling job. A lot of people want job security, but they just want to be able to travel a ton as well. I don't personally have that experience or input for you. So what I did was I called my friend Jordan for him to give you insight on that.
What the heck? Welcome back to the vlog, guys. My name is Jordan. I'm traveling the world.
Jordan is now a travel content creator from Australia, and he's been traveling for the past 5 years. But when he started 5 years ago, he didn't all intend to be a content creator or be traveling for work. He was simply figuring out anything that he could do to travel for as long as possible. So Jordan, I think that it's great like how much you've been able to do in such a short amount of time. And so I'm hoping that you can kind of just talk about how you were able to travel like right at the beginning, like what made you able to travel and then keep on going.
Basically, I didn't have so much money. So my issue was I want to leave for a whole year, but I don't have the money to do so. So I had to compromise and look for a situation that would, one, allow me to travel, and two, not be so expensive. So in my regard, I found a summer camp in Canada. It's kind of like a workaway where they wouldn't pay you very much. Like I think I earned 110 Canadian dollars, which is about 80 USD a week.
What?
So a lot of people straight away, they're thinking straight away like, no way, that's just useless, right? Because like 80 bucks a week, you can't do anything like that. But they did pay for all your accommodation, all your food, so you had everything covered for as long as you were working there. Then I realized after doing that one summer, I realized, wow, I can do this again. And I ended up repeating this process for 3 years in a row.
Wow.
So I went summer camp, 3 months travel, come home for 3 months, worked at home for 3 months, and then 3 months travel, summer camp. So my whole year was split up into 4 quarters, and those 3 months either side of the summer camp, I was meeting, this summer camp had like 400 staff members from all over the world. And then after that, because we're friends, I would just go to my American friend's place and they would show me around.
Guys, you would never believe who I found at the airport. Never.
Get that out of my face.
Lifestyle Jordan.
Come on.
Can we please have
$10,
a picture? Please have a picture.
$10 a selfie. Come on.
Okay, now to end this video, let's go ask my neighbor what he thinks of all of this. Brett Conti.
Gabe DeSanti. I was just ordering a bubble tea. You want one?
Yeah, sure. Brett, you've literally paid for me to come all around the world with you.
Multiple times.
Multiple times. Over the past 2 years. Yeah. I feel like a lot of people watching are going to be like, okay, well, there's not like a lot of people out there that want to hire me to like come around the world with them. Mm-hmm. So like, what is your thought process as the person hiring me to like pay for me to come around the world with you?
Yeah, it's also just been like a great return on investment I've seen. Well, also first I should say that it's been great that I have a friend now, someone to come help film, make it more fun. But then also the quality is so much higher. We're able to produce even more videos where if I was doing this by myself, I'd probably be able to make only a fraction of the amount of videos and at that level. So having someone like Gabe who can help get better shots, get better thumbnails, which is like the most important thing. Like as he knows, we'll get maybe 1,000 thumbnails and then choose from there. And that has been so crucial because when you're trying to get yourself on a tripod, it's not always the best. But with having Gabe, I feel like everything is just the highest quality that I can produce.
I think I've even like gave you the idea for your last 3 thumbnails.
Like the last 5, dude. So it's even like the brainstorming as well. Like you just said, like being able to bounce ideas off with someone like Gabe's always helping me think of video ideas or even like the storyboard with it and just like how they should go and even editing the intros and chopping things through, giving me the best Instagram photos, the best Tinder photos. Just kidding about that last part, but kind of serious. I can't wait till you get a gig and you need help and then you bring me somewhere too.
That will be a turn of events.
Yeah, man. It'll happen, man.
I'm excited for it.
I'm very excited for it. I'm very excited.
Well, if you guys made it this far in the video, thank you so much for watching. I hope you were able to get some value from this piece. I know it's a little bit different from the content that I usually post, but I would love to be more open and share more insights like this here on the channel. And I would love to hear from you guys, hear what you think. Let's have an open discussion down in the comment section below. I hope you're all having a safe and healthy quarantine, and I'll see you all in the next video.
I'm in my element. Money getting bigger, that's the evidence. They wanna see me fall, I promise you I never slip. I'm on the grind, do it for the dead presidents. Dead presidents. Bitch, I'm shining.